Hi internet viewers, Frank Rauscher again. We're moving on with the bunting. We have the whole thing painted as far as the head. We did a lighter coats on the head and on the mantle. Now we have the wings that are a little bit like a second coat, and the same way on the tail. Nothing on the bottom and nothing on the breast. You do have a little bit under the chin, and that should all be the cerulean blue, okay? So if you did all that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna move on. I'm going to get black. I'm gonna use Liquitex. This is Ivory Black, but I would say any black you have is fine, okay? It just so happens I grabbed this black at the time, and I'm gonna show you what the paint and the boundaries for that, okay? And I'm going to do one side of the bird, and then I'm gonna let you do the other side, okay, as we go here. And I'm going to leave the tail later. We will do the head in front of the mask, I call it, right in front of the eyes and up to the beak, okay? So another thing too, if anybody wants to do the bunting, and that's this guy right here, if you're interested, I do have kits for it. I have kits for every bird I've done so far as videos. I even have kits for things I've done over the years as far as in my classes and so on. I don't have videos for every one of them, but if you're looking for a lot of different birds in my catalog, I have the feet, the eyes, the pattern, the blanks, a kit that comes with all of that. And if you're interested and want to follow along, I can make that available to you. All you would need to do is write to me, my email address, and that's Rauscher, R-A-U-S-C-H-E-R, Frank, F-R-A-N-K, 7 @gmail.com. It's also in the description of this video if you need to get my email address there too. And if you would, and if you enjoy the videos as I present them to you, if you really like them, I would ask you to subscribe to my channel. And secondly, if you can give me a thumbs up, also that helps with the algorithms. I can't even get it out, which would help in my YouTube setup here. So I really appreciate that, and that would be great. And if you have friends that maybe wanted to do the birds, different birds and what have you, if you could pass my information on, I'd appreciate that too. That really helps me out as well, you know, because like word of mouth goes a long, long way. So I really appreciate that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the camera down, and we're going to do the black, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And I'm going to do segments of the painting in stages so that you don't get so overwhelmed. And I'm going to try to get you to get the markings. And I will show you on a finished one the markings I'm trying to accomplish, okay? It's because we've got like a blue, which is a little darker, and we're painting black. You have to watch what you're painting, but I'll try to differentiate what you need to paint and what you don't. And if you don't, we got ways around that too, as far as taking care of it, okay? So bear with me, and I'll bring the camera down. And like I said, if you have any interest in I have catalogs as well with the equipment I use. If you need brushes and things like that, I can accommodate you there, and paints too if you need that as well. So just contact me, and we can talk and I'll get you in the right direction. Okay, so bear with me and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm actually painting another bird that I had here that the first bird I did, something happened with the video. I don't know exactly. So I'm going to be doing this video over again, and I'm going to try to give you all the information that I did in the first video to get this thing going. Okay, so I've did the underneath the neck here, and it came down just a little further down. I want to leave this white right now, same way with the tail. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a mask, and I'm going to try to show you what I'm talking about. This bird has black around the eyes here, in here, and coming up onto the beak. We will do the top of the beak, and we will come around the beak with black, and I'll show you how to do that, and you want to keep that in tight. Then we're going to come in and we're going to put some of the markings in, and I'll show you how to do that on this. Not the white, but the black, okay? And I don't think we'll get to the tail because the video is going to get real lengthy, so bear with me here and I'll show you how I do it, okay? And if you don't see eyes in this one, this is because this is the second one I've done, so that I can show you correctly how things should go here, okay? So I got the ivory black, but it could be any black. Like I said, I put about a pea size into a cup, and then what I do is I'm going to put about maybe a quarter of a cup in there, and then I'm going to get a brush and I'm going to mix this real good. Now I want to keep probably some of this on the heavier side, and I'm going to mix this real good and just make sure that the paint and the water is all mixed together. But we're really looking to mark things out and do it in one coat if we can do that. We may have to do it twice, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So this is on the heavier side, and I take all the paint off the brush and I rinse it out, okay? And to preserve some of this, what I'm going to show you later is you get some saran wrap, put a drop or two when you're done painting, like the blue here. This is older, and what I do is it'll stay fresh for a day or two or something like that, and you can not throw away the paint and still keep it. So the acrylic should hold up, and all you need to do is stir it up when you're doing it again. The brush I'm using is a number 3, and this really this is a polychrome or something like that brush. It's something I like because you see the point, it goes right into a point automatically. If I rinse the brush, you get a real nice solid point. So it's ideal if you can get a brush that has a point. You know, here's like one, it's probably about a number 5 or 6. This has a point, but it's better if you have a smaller one. You're not so overloaded with paint, and it won't spread out as much when you're using the 3, okay? So here we go. I'm also going to wear my Optivisor, which is this guy here, okay? And something you don't always see me with. I have that on, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to load up my brush, and then I take the excess off. Okay, and just to give you a touch of what's happening, you can see it's really heavy and dark. Okay, so charge up the brush. I try to twist it so it has a nice paint level all the way around. Now, normally we've had the eye already in again, and I'd paint right over the eye, but I'm going to come right around the opening here, and I'll show you on the one I finished already before. And I'm going to come in and come right up to the beak. Now, as far as taking it, I take it right onto the beak on the upper side, not the bottom. You don't want the bottom painted. So I'm keeping the paint coming straight out, and I hope you can see this real well. I'm going to paint the beak, and I'm also going to come up off the beak about 1/8 of an inch off the beak, and I'm going to come around right around the eye. Okay, like so. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Load up my brush. I'm going to come around the eye. And this is, if you had your glass eye in by now, you would paint right on the glass, and then just come around the edge where the membrane is and come straight out at the beak on the top. So I'm going to come out here. Oop. It's okay, that'll work. So, now I have some blue on the bottom of this beak, and I'm going to skirt around that. You know what the shape of your beak is. I just happen to get some blue paint on mine here, but not a big deal. So we're going to paint all the way around, and I hope you can see this well. Right on up. So I'm surrounding, this here should be white, and I'll go back and touch that up later, but right now this comes out here like this and over. Let me check my other one. Yep. And then I'm gonna feather this edge a little bit right in here so it doesn't look like it's so perfect. And if you see a little blue over here, that's because the paint traveled up there. And I'm just dabbing just a little bit here, just to make a feathery look. Now on this side, I'm going to come down a little bit more with the black so it widens right in here. Hope you can see that. Okay. So that mask looks pretty good. Let me charge this up again. And what I'm going to do too, I'm going to keep a little bit of water right here just in case I need it a little bit. I'm going to get this Now, if you get a little bit of black on the bottom side, don't worry about it too much. We'll handle that later. Same way with the blue, it should be white in there. For the moment, we're going to paint other colors in there. So if you get a little over color on the area there, that's pretty much what we're trying to accomplish there, okay? Now, I think we're good here. And just because this is a little misleading with the blue, let me show you. I'm going to just get a little bit of white paint if I have it. Yeah. I'm just going to get a little white paint just to show you where it should still be white. Okay, I'm just getting it on the tip of my brush just a little bit. And you could see, so I don't confuse you, this should have been white here. But don't get so hung up on it. But I'm going to just show you it's the same on one side it is to the other. And I just covered the blue, the one area. So if we didn't do it now, we could do it later. I'm looking at the tip of my beak here, and I'm still showing a little bit of white, so I will pick up some more paint, roll the brush, and then right on the tip here, I will touch it up. And then I'm just gonna let it air dry, because we're gonna come down into here, and I'm gonna show you how to put the markings in there. But I wanted to show you where everything looks white, and I'll show you again. The bottom of the beak is going to have some white in it, and probably some other colors too. Because if you look at my original here, you can see it's lighter on the bottom and it's black on the top, okay? And you can see the mask, the way it's formed around here and around here. So that's the boundary I'm trying to get. And I'm not that far off. I'm only about 1/8 of an inch all the way around the beak black, okay? So now that we got that, now what I want to do, and let me move my paint out of the way here because I want to explain something to you. We're going to put markings in, and we're going to paint black markings in. And what we're going to do, the black markings are this area here. We'll start out with these. This is this grouping right off of you have your secondaries and then primaries. The secondaries are this 1, 2, 3, and these over here, I forget what the name of them are. This is this grouping right in here. We're gonna do an arc on the first one on top, and then they'll be stepping down, and we're gonna leave about maybe 1/8 of an inch with the blue on this end, okay? We're actually gonna paint it white later, but let me show you how I do this. We're talking about you have this feather right here, and then you got this grouping come all the way down. I think there's like 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, okay? And maybe you have one less, no big deal, okay? Now, what we're going to do is this one right here. If it helps for some of you to get a pencil, I'm looking around for a good pencil with a point, which I'm not seeing, but I'll grab a pencil anyway. Here we go. Got one. Very nice point. So it's not this 1, 2, 3 going down. It's this one here. It's stepped in. And you can come up 1/8 of an inch and draw like a pencil line over to get you started. It's hard to see it even on here. So I'm going to just try to paint it in black. And I'm going to make a swath right across here, 1/8 of an inch up. Okay? And now I'm going to do that, stepping it down all the way. So let me go back and do that. Okay, so I'm going to bring my paint in and my towel. I'm going to roll my brush so that I have that nicely loaded. Then here's the feather right here. Okay, I'm going to come up 1/8 of an inch and I'm going to make an arc like so. And this is going to be about, I would say, not quite 1/8, but almost. There's your first one. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in 1/8 of an inch, and then on the next feather, and paint that little bar coming across, as if I'm only seeing half of it. Then I'm going to do the next one, and steps down from there. Then you got another one right here. Let me charge up my brush because I start to lose the paint after a while. Here's this one. And the feather, it's hard to see, but the feather's out here. Then the next one steps in 1/8 of an inch more from the end. Then this one does the same thing. See how they're moving inward? Now you're going to be doing this on the other side, but right now we concentrate on one side first, okay? And as long as you have 1/8 of an inch in, this should fall right in place. Here's another one. Here's another one. And here's another one. You see how that sort of arcs the same way the feathers did. The real feather is all the way out to here, 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 and we're almost 1/8 of an inch in. Okay, maybe if need be, we could always come back and revisit it with some white, which we will, and highlight these, okay? And if we need, we can always push the black up a little bit more. So that is the first row, and it's not this feather, it's the one stepped in, okay? Gotta watch I don't put my hands in my paint here. So, and that is the first row. Now, on these feathers here, which is you have, and let me bring this into the picture again, that is this grouping right here. Now, these other ones that are closer into the center, you have 1, 2, 3, we're going to paint all of that black in here and leave 1/8 of an inch before you start painting the black. So I'll show you how to do that. That is going to be this feather right here. So you don't want to paint this feather. You're painting just here. I'll show you. I'll do the first one here to get going. It's going to arc 1/8 of an inch in. So I'm going to come in here. And I'm making an arc around, okay? It's 1/8 of an inch up from the end of the feather. But I'm painting all of the feathered black, but not that one that we did before, okay? So that's the first one. Now, here's the second one here, and here's the third one here, and it has this row going down. So the second one, I'm going to come up 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to strike this. Let me get a little more paint because I'm starting to see I'm losing the coloring. I want to try to keep it one value of black going across, and I'm 1/8 of an inch up, and then I'm going to paint all of this feather forward, okay, without going into the other feathers now. Now, here's the third feather right here. Let me charge my brush up so I have enough. I'm going to come in here, 1/8 of an inch up, swing around, and I'm going to paint all of this one. Okay. So there's your 1, 2, 3. Now, as you come down, you're going to go 1/8 of an inch in. So I'm going to come in here and come all the way up to the grouping in front of it, but not on it. Okay. Then we go another 1/8 of an inch on the next one. In, that is, from the end. Charge my brush up so I have enough paint. I'm going to come all the way up to here. And get that in. Then I'll come over here, 1/8 of an inch in from the end, and paint all of this. I'm starting to run out of paint on my brush, you can tell. So I come back. Now this is a heavier mix, so it's not a wash, so it's not going to run on you. At least it shouldn't. Okay? Then I'm going to go another 1/8 of an inch and start this one. Come all the way up. Okay. Notice we're sort of stepping down as we go. I'm going to charge my brush again. Go another 1/8 of an inch from the end, which is right here, and then go straight up to the existing ones. So down 1/8 of an inch here, all the way up to the other one, 1/8 of an inch here. Then you have a grouping of 3 down here, so you're not doing that. Okay? There you go. So we have an area in here. It's maybe a little hard to see, but you have this is blue on the outside here, all the way on down, and it's all the way out to here. So you're 1/8 of an inch in or so. So we're going to paint that white. That'll be having white highlights eventually, but not right at the moment. Now, for these down in here, and also what I'm going to do is I have some water in this cup right here, just a little bit. I'm going to get a little bit of the black paint, and I'm going to take, you can see how it stains, okay? I'm going to come in for these 3 feathers. Oop, I think I had one more in there. The 3 feathers are down a little lower. I'm just going to come in and just, let me get a little more black. It's not coming up as strong as I want it. I'm going to just highlight these with some black, but not a heavy black, as you can see. and I missed this last feather right in here. So I'll rinse my brush out, take most of the moisture out, come back in, charge my brush up again, and I'm going to get that last row, and that is right here. I'm going to come right here, 1/8 of an inch in from the end, swing that around, and that's just before the 3, and paint that in, okay? So, and that is this here, okay? You did 1, 2, 3, and then what you did is you came in and you started 1/8 of an inch in, and then you do the whole feather, okay? Likewise with these up here, the whole feather, and likewise here, and the whole feather, okay? This is your mantle feather up here. You don't do that. Then you're coming in 1/8 of an inch on each one. You're starting in from the end, and then you paint all of this. Then you go to the next one and do that, and then the next one. So you have, like, let me see if I can just hit this lightly here to give you an idea. You're going to have a white or a blue band on the outside here of these, which are these. Now we're going to do these. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to come in, I think it's about a 1/16 right here, and we're going to paint all of this. And then 1/16 here, paint all that, 1/16 here, and we paint all that black, and a 1/16 on the end one, and that comes all the way back. And these we did a real light dark wash, black wash, okay? We already did that. So on here, I'm still staying with the heavier paint, and it's right in here. Here's your first feather right there. Hope you can see that. And it's a 1/16 up. It's a lot tighter. Then I'm going to paint all of that feather in front of me, except for the 1/16. And then I'm going to come down to the next one. Paint tends to fly off of here dries up pretty fast. So I'm going to come all the way up to here. And like I'm a 1/16 in. 1/16 in from here. Let me just add a little bit of water. I think I'm starting to lose some of this. And if need be, you can always lay this down on the paper towel. Take a little excess off and see if that won't help you to clean up your brush. And that will be from here right on up. Okay. Then I go to this one, right on up. And I'm always twisting my brush to get it back into a point. It's very important to do that. Then I'm going to come to 1/16 here. Get some more black paint. Come all the way up to here. And stop at 1/16. And then I'm going to charge my brush up again, come in at 1/16 at the end, so I know I don't have to go any further back. And then take the paint and drag that right on down to the 16th point. Like so. And if you miss a spot, don't worry about it. We'll hit it with white and get to the 16th back. Now here, you don't want to go onto these 3 feathers, but you got a 16th here. I'm painting that dark all the way down to those small feathers. That's set of 3. Okay. So what you're ending up with is, if you could see it, it's kind of hard. It's a set, a row of blue here, a row of blue coming down here, and you could hardly see these, but when we highlight it with white later, you'll see it. It'll jump out, okay? And then we have a set of, let's see, the coverts in here, the wing coverts right in here. These are those little ones. There's like a little pocket right in here. I'm going to ask you just to, let me move this. Almost lost my pattern. Put that over there. I'm going to come in here. I don't want a heavy wash. I want a light wash like I did in these 3 here. But I'm going to come about maybe 16th in, and I'm making an arc right here, just like that. Okay, it's really light. Let me go back, see if I can do that. It's right in there like that. Okay, so there are some feathers in front of it that are going to get lightened up, and there'll be like a white band in there, but we'll get that in. So if you're not steady enough or something like that, we'll get you. And I'm just going to go back and touch some spots that I see maybe didn't take. Okay, that seems to be it. And let's see, I'm missing a couple dark spots in here in the feather. And you can come back and touch them up again if need be. Now, everything I did on this side, I want you to do on this side. You get that little arc right in here, just like this. It just comes in. You got like 1 row coming down here like this. I'm asking you to arc this around like this. And then you're going to go to, let me show you. This feather right here, not this one, because this is 1, 2, 3, and then you got a row going down. This is the one, the second one in from the top here. It's this one here. You're going to do an 1/8 of an inch in right through here. I'll do one of them just to get you started. And you're going to do this one. This is exactly what you're doing on the other side. You got an 1/8 of an inch in like that, okay? And then you do an 1/8 of an inch in again, and an 1/8 of an inch in again. And if you come in an 1/8 of an inch, it'll automatically give you that arc, okay? You don't have to go crazy trying to figure out exactly. If you just come in an 1/8 of an inch from the ends each time, you'll end up doing this perfectly. So it's fairly easy. Okay, so we got that one going, and I got a couple more to do here, but I'm not going to do it all. I'm going to have you do it similar to what you have on the other side. Okay, so whatever you did on this side, I'm going to ask you to do on this side. If you get in trouble or something like that, don't worry about it. I'm going to show you how to fix it, because we're going to paint white on the ends here, where see the blue that's showing through here. This is going to end up white. We're going to have a little white in front of this one. We're going to have white in front of this, plus a little edging. So we'll be able to correct things, okay? So if you can get the mask like it is around the eye and everything else, especially with you having a glass eye, you could just lay your brush on there and go around the membrane and come back straight out. And if you can accomplish this, this would be great. And like I said, if anybody wants to try this, I have kits available. If you want to write to me, I can send you a catalog, and you can get my email address out of the description in the catalog, and I also gave it to you in the beginning of this video. And you can get the kit for this or any other bird I did or animal and so on the videos that I created, as well as other ones. I've done a slew of birds and what have you, animals. So if you're interested in any of this, that'd be great. I'm not worried about the tail. I just want you to get the wings done and the mask. And if you could do that, we'll march on. Now, for this here, get a piece of saran wrap, and what I would say to you is just put a drop or two of paint, cover that over, and this will last for at least till the next time we go on to the next video. And then you can mix it up fresh again and then salvage the paint you have, okay? So hope you enjoyed this. If you did, I'd ask you if you could subscribe to my channel. I'd appreciate it. And if you give me a thumbs up, I'd appreciate that. And likewise, if you could pass the information on to your friends or anybody that may be interested, we will get them going too, and it would help me greatly in my channel and so on. So see you on the next video, and hope you got something out of this one too. Thanks again.